Crypto moves in seconds. Miss the pump, lose forever. BitProfits never sleeps.
With thousands of members winning daily.
While you hesitate, we profit. Join the elite now.
All right, guys, welcome back to BitProfits. Today is Friday, November 7th. It is one day later after we did our episode yesterday. And look, what will we have here? Look at Bitcoin following the exact pattern that I outlined yesterday. Would you look at that? Am I surprised? Not really. I mean, I don't get emotional about trades. I don't get emotional. It's like poker. When I win a big hand, bro, you gotta maintain that poker face, right? So, am I surprised? No, not at all. But let's jump into our TA. We'll start with Bitcoin. We'll start with Bitcoin. And remember, what did I say yesterday, guys? Remember, I said it's gonna come up here to 104. I literally called it. And remember what I said yesterday. I said, what do we want to see when we get to 104? I said we want to see a clean break with volume. If we don't get that break and a retest here, okay, we might pull back. So look, now we start to see that volume decreasing. So I'm locking in profits here. Literally, this is the 4 hour that we're looking at. Let me jump into the 1 hour. Once you see this candle right here, you should be locking in your profits. I'm not giving no gains back. I'm locking in profits. We see a clear decrease in volume, correct? From 12 o'clock hour to 21 hour, we see a clear decrease in volume. We see it approaching a resistance level, guys. We see it. It was resistance here. It's resistance again here. So if we see decreasing volume and it's not breaking with increasing volume, lock in your profits. Don't give it back. Okay? Measurement tool from here to here, it's already giving back 1% of the gains. And if you're using leverage, you can multiply that by your leverage factor. But I'm not giving no gains back. It might even come back here, retest, consolidate over here, might come back here, retest 99 and do a triple bottom. But yeah, lock in those profits, man. So shout out to everybody who joined the call yesterday and executed that on your funded accounts. Congratulations to you. I know some people ask, well, why if they're such profitable traders, why do they have to charge us? Guys, we giving you value here. I hope you guys take this for what it is, man. We're giving you value, and I want you guys to feel confident, like, okay, it's real traders in BitProfits. Like it's not no fluff here. So I'm gonna tell you exactly what I see, and it's up to you to execute proper risk management and execute on them trades. But yeah, so like I said here, this 104, I would be taking, if you haven't taken profit already, um, I would be selling right now. I would be selling and I would be waiting for confirmation. I would want to find, we had consolidation here. So this might be like a micro level where it can consolidate in reverse. I'm not even gonna mark that on my chart because I'm looking for stronger levels, but this could be an area, this 102 level, this little zone here. It could bounce, it could come down, retest that 102 and bounce and keep going. It could break down through that and retest the 99. Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Don't give back the gains. Okay. Let's look at some meme coins. Let's look at some memes and see how they are running. I think a lot of them had big days yesterday. I know we looked at Bonk yesterday. Look at this. Look at this gargantuan, nice clean break on Bonk, increasing volume. It went from here to, yeah, nice 16% gains. We're in the stock market. All these guys that trade commodities and futures, where can you get this in a 9 hour time span? What stocks on the stock market run 16% in one trading day? I'll wait. Not many. Not many at all. So crypto is like the best asset class to trade. You just got to be smart enough to spot these patterns before they break or break out. But what we see on Bonk, we see a clean break with volume, with increasing volume. Now we see it retesting. Look, I already had this level marked. I didn't just come in here and mark this level. I had this level marked. What did it do? It came right to the level. It's retesting this level as support so it can keep going. This 1323 level, it bouncing off that level, and now it could keep going. It's at a resistance level here. It could start to consolidate in this channel. See, I got the level mark. It could start to just consolidate. I want to see a clean break through this level, or I want to see a breakdown. If it breaks this level, break down, I'm playing shorts. If it breaks out, I would take longs off this level. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's what I'm seeing on Bonk. I know we looked at ETH yesterday. ETH, we had a nice clean break, hit a resistance level on ETH at this 3,400 level, and that was a previous resistance level here, that 3,477. So we hit that level here. Now we see ETH break down. Now it's retesting. So this looks kind of bearish on ETH. We broke down. It did get bought up, but it closed underneath the key level. Okay. It closed underneath the level. The next hourly candle is retesting this. It would need to break and hold over this. But right now, I can tell you this in the short term, this looks kind of bearish on ETH. Okay. Solana. Let's look at Solana. Solana, nice clean break with nice clean. I don't have my levels plotted on Solana. I haven't traded Solana in a while. But we have a nice clean break. Um, hit a resistance level here at this 164 level. And now we can kind of see it doing the same thing. It's kind of retracing a little bit. I'm sure this is probably a level if I went back and charted these levels. Let's do it really quickly. I'm gonna show you guys how I get started trading something new. I'm gonna come in here. I'm going to mark my tops and bottoms, my swing lows. I don't know why it does that every single time. I'm gonna do horizontal line. I'm gonna mark my even the wick lows. So I'm doing solid line there because that's where it got bought up the strongest. We have the biggest volume bar right there. I'm doing horizontal line. Already had a level marked here, but I may need to adjust this. We had some micro levels here. I'm gonna do horizontal line right here, and I'm gonna do a dash line. Why am I doing a dash line there? Is because it's like a micro level. We see how it was rallying here. We had a nice little uptrend right here. And what happened here? It reversed. So this was a reversal point down here. And I can come here, do another level here at this swing low. And now, so it rejected this level. Now, what's going to happen here? It could come and try to retest this level. It may not get back here. It could come and try to retest this level as support because this was a previous swing low. What I want to see with Solana, I want to see it break through this level with volume, or if volume starts to increase, I want to see it come back and retest this level. So it could go either way right now, and that's why you want to get in. That's why me personally, I like to get in early. I want to get in around at or around the level. I don't want to get in here at the middle. I can put my RSI back on. See, I already knew it was at 50 RSI. When I start to see rejection, consolidation, I already knew it was at 50 RSI. Um, but yeah, that's how I do that, guys. If I jump into a new asset, I just come in here, mark my tops and bottoms. I mark my minor resistance levels based on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. So that's kind of how you do that. And then yeah, we're just playing bounces, rejects. We had a bounce here, we had a reject here. So you're just playing them in between levels there. But yeah, it's nice to see the market playing out how I anticipated. And it's just being disciplined, guys. Being disciplined. When you see your setup or when you see your trade idea play out, you gotta execute. You gotta pull the trigger, man. Jump in that trade. Remember yesterday I said we were down here. We were somewhere around here. And I said, like, I would go ahead and get in the trade. I would not wait for it to pull back. Remember, you guys can go back and watch that video. I'm gonna post a link. I would post a link. It's gonna be right here somewhere. I said I would go ahead and get in the trade. I would not wait for it to pull back into support. We already had support identified to our swing low. We already had it identified to our swing low, so that was our stop loss. I said go ahead and take the trade, set your stop loss, but this is exactly what I thought was going to play out, and that's kind of what happened. So, yeah, any other community coins y'all want to take a look at?
Yeah, man. If you can check out on Filecoin.
Filecoin, sure.
Without the E, FIL.
Filecoin, all right. Let's see if Filecoin. All right, let me go to the daily. Let me get all this out the way. Wow. Okay. Wow, this was wow. All right, so let me take a look at something. This is what I'm looking at. Consolidation. We're on a daily on this Filecoin. I'm not too familiar with it, but what I can see here is that we had massive consolidation from October 11th all the way to almost a month on the daily of consolidation. Remember what I told y'all yesterday? I said anytime you see this massive consolidation, what's going to happen? It's going to be a breakout or a breakdown. Remember? So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to mark. I can't mark this swing low, but I'm going to mark this channel that it was in. It was in this. It's in this channel here, right? We clearly see it was a sideways trend on the daily at that on the daily. Now we see a breakout here yesterday. No, this was like 2 days ago. We see it break out this channel. That's very bullish, right? We see it break with volume. Look at the volume on that, right? Or RSI. Look at that RSI. Wait, oh, that's probably why. Let me turn my volume on. Yeah, it's not giving me volume. Okay. But yeah, we see it break out this channel. We had massive, we had a month worth of consolidation. Now, this is today, yesterday. So 2 days ago, we see it break out the channel, which is very bullish. It broke to the upside with increasing volume. We didn't really get a good retest. We didn't really hit that level of this channel. But you guys can see, I mean, it just went on a tear yesterday. They must have got some news. I bet they got some news. Let me see. Filecoin surged over 50% in 24 hours, reaching above $2, fueled by rising trade volumes and a breakout. So clearly, from the 150 resistance attracting trader accumulation. Yeah. So it's making headways, man. Somebody out there likes Filecoin. Let me look at what the total move of that from the bottom to dang. Yeah, Filecoin, they must have got listed on Binance or something. Like this is when you see this kind of gains. That's generally like, man, they got listed on some big exchange or something like that. I will say this, guys, if you're trading on a prop firm though, I would try to stay away from like big breakouts like this because during this massive rally, let's jump down to the 4 hour and the 1 hour. Yeah, during this massive rally, it could pull back. Like this pull, let me look at this pullback here. Measurement tool from from the body. This 10% pullback here that it did in 2 hours, that would have stopped you out, or you could have lost your account if you didn't have proper risk management, correct? So like things like this, I like slow and steady. I like stuff that is going to be I can catch the move, I can catch the level. When something is breaking out, you don't know how aggressively this thing is going to run, right? Now, obviously, when we see this candle, like this is going to reverse fairly soon. But yeah, I would just say this was a nice clean breakout if you're investing in this. But for trading, I try to stay away from plays like this, me personally. Because like I said, that 10%, this 10% pullback, this is a fine pullback too. This is a healthy pullback. Every strong trend has a pullback, right? So this is a healthy pullback. This is a nice healthy uptrend. So the fact that it pulled back is not bad, but the fact that it's a 10% pullback, if you're trading on prop firm, that's more than enough to take you out. So for that reason, I would try to stay away from things like that. But yeah, this is a nice trend. Let me plot my trend line here. Trend line. Yeah. Kind of broke trend a couple times, a few times. Let me see. Do swing lows. So we could pull back here, maybe bounce off the trend line, hold trend line as support. It's possible, yeah. What y'all think? What y'all think about this?
Um, Yeah, I was just wondering your thoughts on it. I'm staying away from it. I tend to like, catch FOMO when things are going exponentially high or low and you jump in and you get screwed because now
Yeah,
I guess you want to call it your trading range is different. So instead of having like a 1 or 2% stop loss, it might swing 10, 20% per
correct.
swing and it just kind of just it's not for me. I was wondering just seeing what your analysis and thoughts were on it. But me personally, I would stay away from something like this because I
Yeah.
wouldn't know how to trade it. The behavior is too. It's more like a lottery play if you just want to try your luck. But I'm just trying to be more disciplined, more consistent with what I'm doing.
Yeah. And see now today we see that it's down. We had the massive rally yesterday and it says it's down 7% on the day. And we just started the trading day like not even that long ago, a few hours, like an hour ago. Let me jump down in the 5 minute. I'll see if I can find some levels for you guys. But like I said, this is not something that I'll really trade. On the 5 minute, we see a support here. Let me jump in, get my horizontal line. We got support right here. Yes, a micro support. We see it. It was 30 RSI. I know I love my RSI plays. We see it crossing up. This is your entry right here. It's crossing up. So that would have been like this candle. So we were going down. We had little like we were going down, right? Downtrend. Let me get my trend line. We were going down. We hit this point here, right? Now what happened? We're oversold on RSI on a 5 minute RSI, short term RSI. We don't buy here. Why don't we buy here? Why don't we buy here? Why do we wait till right here? Because it's crossing up on the RSI. You don't like this could have easily kept going down. And we had 5, 10, 15 minutes of short-term consolidation, and now we get the reversal. And this is why it's so good to just like the mechanics of trading, like understanding the mechanics of, how you run your plays and your setups and all this stuff. Like I'm telling you, like, I love reversals. This is what I specialize in, reversals and RSI plays. And I'm telling you, like, well, you don't get it here. You don't get it here, but you get it on this one. You get it on this one. You put a tight stop, so you might come a few pips under your swing low here, and you'll try to catch this move. And then when you get your, whatever your R, if you're trying to catch a 3 to 1, 2 to 1, get that and get out. Or try to wait till it gets to 60, 70 RSI. It's telling you, okay, it's overbought, sell. Don't get cute. Don't try to catch a 20% on a day. Like, don't do that. So if we get in measurement tool. If we got in here on this candle, let's just say we got in here at the top of the wick. Let's say we just got a bad entry and we got in at the top. I mean, look at that. You already up 5, 6%. Take that, man. You just beat a challenge. With 5x leverage, you just beat a challenge. But at the same time, if it pulls back into our if it pulls back into our support and we come right under swing low, yeah, you just have to stop out. So this would have been a nice little trade play. If this is something that's on your watch list or something that you're watching. So yeah, that's what I would if you guys are trading this, that's what I would look for. Come in here, mark your supports on your 4 hour and your 1 hour. Mark your supports, okay? And then jump into your 5 minute. Your 5 minute and your 1 minute is where you come to execute. So y'all see how I got this trade idea, right? I came in my 4 hour, 1 hour. I mark my support and my resistance levels. Then I'm coming to my 5 minute. I see the trend is going down. I see that we're oversold on RSI. I wait. We had this micro consolidation, and then as we cross up, that's when I want to enter. Do you want to enter on this candle? I mean, you late to the party, but you can. You're not oversold anymore. But me personally, I would rather be early than I'm coming late to the party. So that's just my thoughts on that.